Hey y'all, it's May 26th and it's Dan back with another video here. And I saw this story about China's Batwoman researcher warning that coronavirus is just the tip of iceberg. And this comes from the New York Post, daily tabloid of New York City, sensationalism at its best. So notice in the beginning of the article, I don't know if you can see that. Let's make that a little um, bring that out a little bit more. So they say, sign up for our special edition newsletter to get a daily update on the coronavirus pandemic. Right? All these special edition newsletter. Coronavirus is a thing, right? Everybody, it's dominating conversation. It's dominating the media right now. Everything is connected. So let's look at the story a little bit. China's Batwoman researcher warns that the deadly coronavirus surfacing now is just the tip of the iceberg. Here they say of the iceberg. In terms of what humans may soon face without a global effort to prevent similar infectious outbreaks. So, if we want to prevent human beings from suffering from the next infectious disease outbreak, we must go in advance to learn of these unknown viruses carried by wild animals in nature and give early warnings, says Shi Zhengli. She's a top Chinese scientist specializing in viral transmissions from bats. So she told some news service in an interview that aired on Monday. If we don't study the viruses, there will possibly be another outbreak, warned Shi, who is dubbed Batwoman by the press because of her research involving the mammals, right? The press has got to call you something. This is now, Batwoman because she studies bats. It's a story. Sign up for the special edition newsletter for the coronavirus saga. I'm sure there'll be a movie about this soon. Oh, wait, there already was one called Outbreak, right? So, right away, there's an interesting alignment of numbers talking about China, talking about the virus, talking about Batwoman, all 26 from the New York Post. And look at virus and Batwoman, both 89, both 26, as I mentioned, and 46. Batwoman. And her name equals 63 in reduction. And that's interesting because it's about COVID-19 equals 63. Their story about COVID-19, coronavirus. It's also 36. And her first name, She or Shai, is 36. So clearly a connection between COVID-19 and her name. And then you look at when this came out, the story comes out on a day with 70 numerology. We've seen that number a lot. Tip of iceberg, she says, is 70. Tip of iceberg. That's why she said tip of. That's why they quoted it that way. Usually somebody would say tip of the iceberg. They're kind of making fun of her because she's Chinese. Tip of iceberg. And in a way, it's mocking her. Also, coronavirus 70, talking about the coronavirus pandemic. And she's a virologist, both 56 and 65, obviously because of the S exception. 56, seen a lot of that number as well. And if you tip of iceberg is also 65. Tip of iceberg, 65 and 70, like coronavirus. She's a virologist. That equals 146. And she knows what she's talking about, right? And this came out on the 146th day of the year. We're going to talk about a virologist. There's 220 days left in the year, May 25th. And coronavirus pandemic equals 220. It's all about the pandemic. Get the newsletter. So let's look at her. She was born on May 26th. She's currently 55, although by the time of this article, I guess she's turned 56. That number, she's a virologist, 56, right? And she's Chinese. She went to Montpellier 2 University. I don't know where that is. Pellier, is that France? And then Wuhan University. So the day of this story is a day before her birthday. Happy birthday. She was born on the 26th. The story comes out one day before her 56th birthday. We were just talking about 56, right? Coronavirus and virologist 56. She's about to turn 56. Born on the 26th, like China, right? Started at the beginning. She's the Batwoman 26. Birthday's on the 26th. Didn't we start out the presentation that way? Virus 26, Batwoman, China. Yeah, I think we started out things like that. See if we can skip along here. So, she's with the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and she's talking about an infectious disease outbreak, both 132. And I'll get back to this because this is interesting. The whole, she was in Wuhan in a lab. So 33 is also 132 is 33 times 4. An infectious disease outbreak equals 156. If you write out 33, it equals 156. 33 and 156. Also, she runs this place, the Center for Emerging Infectious Diseases. That equals 561. 561 is a triangular number. It's the 33rd triangular number. These are mathematical concepts related to infectious disease outbreak, right? Also, Wuhan Institute of Virology equals 132, which is 33 times 4. Numerical associations, and then look at ritual in her name. This is a ritual, both 81, both 45 and 27, and then in reverse, 81 and 108. In numerology, you drop the 0, it's 18. 18, the same thing as 81, the reflection of 81. Basically a perfect match. And another value for the Center for Emerging Infectious Diseases is 201. I like invent 201. That was a simulation of a coronavirus pandemic. So I did more research on her. I found out that she was missing, according to the media. The story came out on May 6th, or 5/6, like coronavirus, like virologist, right? And at 9:33 p.m., 33, we were just talking about 33. So let me read a little bit of this. She was a renowned virologist, an expert on coronavirus in bats. She is the supposed director of the Wuhan Institute of Virology. And she may have the answer to the question the world is asking. Did the coronavirus originate in her lab? But Shi Zhengli is missing. This is not from the New York Post. I forgot where this is from. But notice how they're writing. Very, very, dramatic. She's missing. It's just one of the many things that's mysterious about her. She's called China's Batwoman, right? Batman, Batwoman. She began her studies on bats in 2004. She studied all kinds of bats, the ones picked from caves, the ones from subtropical regions in the south. The research was aimed at understanding the SARS outbreak. She made a breakthrough in 2013. She found bat feces with a virus 96.2% identical to the SARS-CoV-2. Yes, this is the same virus that caused COVID-19. And in 2013, or 213, that death number, she began altering parts of the coronavirus. She wanted to study whether coronavirus can be transmitted from one species to another. And in 2015, she concluded that it can jump from bats to humans. Right? In 2015, she said that it can. And then on December 30th, this has got to be wrong. It must mean 2019, on a day with 42 numerology, LeBron James' birthday. She received some samples from healthcare workers in Wuhan. The samples were from patients in Wuhan who were showing atypical pneumonia. This was a new coronavirus, the Wuhan coronavirus. So by the time she started analyzing it, it was too late. So the question is, did the virus escape from her lab? Only she has the answer. But she is missing. I mean, is this pronounced she? Shy? Could be she, right? But she or shy is missing. But on February 2nd, the virologist reappeared online in WeChat. Okay. So she reappears on the 33rd day, February 2nd, which was the day of the Super Bowl, was it not? Between the Chiefs and the 49ers, San Francisco and Kansas City. So from when she reappeared to this article is 94 days. 94 days. Kind of like coronavirus pandemic 94. She disappeared, supposedly. They call her Batwoman. That equals 127. And May 6th was the 127th day of the year. So it's a number of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. And look at missing in her name, both 45. Remember we talked about the ritual number? Missing. She went missing. What a surprise. Right? She's got the numbers to go missing. So I was trying to find, was she really missing? Or they're just making drama, because leading people on to think that she had something to do with this outbreak. Because that is one of the narratives that they're pushing. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but they are pushing that narrative. So, very interesting story. And I was looking in the New York Post to see if they said, anything about her being missing. But nothing came up in the article about her being missing. She appeared on February 2nd, So there you go. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Spread this knowledge. Get together, organize. Love to everybody. Take care.